So we had to postpone yesterday's video until today when it was a little nicer. It rained like hell coming home from Electrics Moto. But the E-Ride Pro SR is officially waterproof after that journey. We got some really cool stuff we're gonna go over today. While we were out of the Electrics Moto, we picked up some aftermarket parts and we're gonna go over these with you here shortly. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of give you a walkthrough of this bike, our experience dealing with Electrics Moto, and overall, I mean, like, just this thing's sick. Whether you order it online or go into the store and pick it up, they're gonna deliver amazing quality service. And I mean, I was blown away by how cool Josh was, got me set up with everything I needed. We even got some aftermarket parts for it. I'll show you that in a little bit. But first off, let's just check out the presentation of it. I opted to go, since I got a local pickup, opted to go with the one that was already pre-assembled, ready to go. That way I didn't have to worry about disposing of the crate or doing anything like that. I don't need to make an unboxing video. There's tons of other ones if you want to go do that or watch an unboxing one. Check out somebody else's shit. Other than that, here's what we got. We're gonna go over this here. So they got a Electrics Moto branded bag. I actually haven't even been in here. I don't know anything. I actually hasn't even started the bike yet or moved it at all. So that's still TBD. But let's open this here up, see what all we get inside. So inside this really cool branded bag, first thing we get is the charger. So this looks to be the same charger. It's similar. It's actually not as tall height-wise as my 2.0 that I had. So this thing looks really good and robust. No problem there. Not really too much worried about the charging on it. Next we got E-Ride Pro lanyard ready to go for your keys. You can clip that on. What else do we have in here? Extra nuts, screws from E-Ride ready to go. We've got, I don't even know what this thing is, a socket. I know exactly what this is. This is the socket for the jack shaft. So comes with a jack shaft socket ready to go. What else we got in here? We got some Electrics Moto branded decals. Get them out of here. There. Electrics Moto branded decals. We're gonna be putting those ones on the toolbox. I have extra fuses. So that's a good thing that comes with that. And then this is the cool one. This is an E-Ride Pro toolkit. And open it up, everything's, wow. That's actually pretty freaking cool. I don't know where these ones go because they were just kind of hanging out in there. They probably go over here. But this is actually really cool. Like, let me turn this around and get you a look at this. Branded E-Ride Pro. You've got everything you need, all of your tools ready to go here. You have your sockets, 19, 13, 10. You've got a reducer here. You've got all the Allen keys that go to this bike. E-Ride Pro branded T-tool here with some other sockets, or not sockets, but other heads that go in there as far as flathead, Phillips, Star, 6-point. That's actually really cool and really convenient. If you had like a bar bag or something, this would fold up and fit perfectly right into it. So you have every tool that you need right off the bat at the tip of your fingertips when you're on the trail. So really like they included that. That's awesome. So, oh, one more thing. I also, when you get your keys, you get 2 keys. On the keys, they actually have a small E area on it for the E-Ride, which I think is pretty cool. It's subtle, but it's also, it's cool to me. And then Electrics Moto also included a rubber keychain. So I think I'm gonna hold on to that and I'm gonna leave that on there. I kind of really like that. So that'll be our keys for the E-Ride. We'll probably separate them up. That way we're not running both keys at once because we don't really need to. But other than that, that's everything that came in the bag here. Now let's get into our aftermarket parts. Straight off the shelf from Electrics Moto, we picked up a couple aftermarket parts for this build going on. These are a couple things that I think are going to be essential for the bike. One, I've really enjoyed my Elite Warp 9 foot pegs on my last bike, so we're going to upgrade those again. We're going with the silver this time. This bike is going to have a really unique look once it's done, and I'm super excited to finish this and get it shown to you. But next we have the Warp 9 stem lock, which I do need to get a fender adapter for the bottom from the Warp 9 as well. They didn't have that in stock. Secondly, we've got a Warp 9 direct mount stem, and this one looks like it does have the riser piece on it. So if you wanted to add that and lift the bars up, you definitely could. But personally, I think the height of these bars and the height of this seat, the geometry of this bike to begin with, does not need anything other than adjusting these bars to match the flow of the forks. That's literally the only thing that I'm going to do to this as far as before I take it out racing. Secondly, we're going to upgrade the brake pads. These are Project 9 brake pads. They are a lot more aggressive than your traditional brake pad, so or the traditional factory ones that come in the SR. So I'm also going to wait to put these on after we race the factory setup, because I really want to give you guys a 100% factory out of the box race review on the E-Ride Pro SR Special Edition. So super excited about that. While we were at Electrics Moto, we picked up a couple shirts. I got one for me, one for my fiance, and one for a little girl. So these things, we're going to open one up and show you these. These are a very high quality shirt. This is Comfort Colors brand. It's 100% cotton, so this thing's going to feel very comfortable, and it looks really cool. I'm really digging the checkered and purple lightning bolt on the front, and then the rear having the lightning fast Electrics Moto Sports. I love that as well. This is all screen printed, so this is going to last on there. I can't wait to wear this, so we're going to go ahead and fold this one back up and set these aside. I always like to wash my shirts before I wear them anyways, so we're gonna get those to my fiance so she can get these all washed up and I don't shrink them. So yeah, other than that, let's go ahead and get into this bike. So first off, immediately I noticed the difference between the SR and my 2.0 as far as just how meaty this thing looks. Like, it looks so much more just thick and aggressive compared to my 2.0. I mean, there's so much going on here. The plastic skid, this looks like it's a decent heavy duty plastic. I'm probably going to end up swapping that out for one of my SSX or SXS plates that I ran on my last E-Ride. I really like the look of them. It gives it a really cool enduro style. We do have some new pegs. While these are a lot larger than the factory pegs that came on my SS 2.0, I am going to upgrade these to the Warp 9 Elite Series ones, and I'm going to do a silver to go with the build process that we're going to go through with this bike here. Next, let's take a look at this front suspension. It is just really robust looking. You have nice dust covers on the seals. We have newly designed fork guards in the front. These things look really good, and they're actually an inch longer on the 2026 model Special Edition SRs than they are on the 25 model. So you actually get an entire 1 inch more of travel in these things. Take a look at the tires on this thing. This is a significant upgrade from what I was running on my 2.0. On my E-Ride Pro SS 2.0, I was running the 1919 wheel set with the Tusk ground wire tires, and it was just, I think it was like an 80-90 or 80-90-19, and we did end up putting moose tubes in those, but it still, there was like little to no sidewall on them, and it made the ride so like you felt everything that you rode over, even with tuning the suspension. But with this one, you've got a much taller sidewall profile, and I mean, as far as the meats on these, I mean, these are pretty decently gummy tires. I mean, this is going to be great for the type of terrain we have here in Western Pennsylvania, where it's just mud, rocks, loose dirt. So these are really going to grip well. I'm very satisfied with how they look. I mean, even the rim profile, it's a 1.85 wide 16-inch rear wheel, and this tire is a 90/116. And I mean, this thing just looks beefy, meaty. As far as chain clearance, I mean, the chain clearance on this is very close, so I'm probably not gonna bump up because I really don't want to have to shim or shave any of the nubs off the side of the tires. I don't believe in shaving tires. I think that if you're gonna create a sidewall and you're gonna want bite, that if anything, dish your wheel over. You can do that by adding a spacer in here to give it a little bit more push to the side. But yeah, as far as these tires go, I'm very excited to see how these things are going to perform, and they look aggressive, even just as far as the rear. The front tire on this bike is equally as aggressive as the rear. This looks like an MX-53 style tread pattern. It is a 19-inch front wheel. It is 1.4 inches wide. With the rim width, it definitely looks it looks really robust and meaty, and like I can throw a lot of shit at this thing. So super excited about that. Once again, sidewall profile is massive compared to the 7100 that I was running on the last bike. And the 7119 was great, but at the same time, it didn't give me the traction that I really needed in the speeds that I was hitting with the terrain that I was riding. Especially since we're going to be running this bike in XC races and getting it ready for a big one coming up in late August. If you know what that race is or have an idea, drop that in the comments down below. Love to hear from you. But back to this here. This is an 8119 front tire. It is massive, meaty. I love the sidewall grips. I love that E-Ride did blacked out wheels on this one for the new 2026 model. Black hubs, black spokes, black rims, and I mean, it looks like it has a matte finish to everything, so that's really cool. I love the offsetting of matte black and gloss black, especially with your fork tubes and everything, which once we get this thing changed up a little bit, we're actually going to be wrapping the fork tubes and changing the color of them. Since we're not going to upgrade the forks just yet, we're going to wrap them to make them match the build style that we're going with on this bike. While we're up front here, we're going to talk about this front suspension. This is the Fast Ace front forks. It has the nice little Fast Ace insignia beveled into the shock lower right there. That looks really cool. It's kind of subtle, but these things are a lot more well designed than the 2.0 ones that I had. So just looking here, you have good dust seals. You have your pins here that lock in, get everything set. So this is gonna really keep any dust out of your forks, help them last longer. As I stated earlier, you have an inch longer of travel. So this thing can really get some compression on it, especially for a heavier rider like myself. I'm 190 pounds, I'm 200 with full gear on, and we're beating this thing through the woods and rocks. So it's definitely gonna hold up better than my factory 2.0 suspension that I had on there. I'm excited to see how this thing's gonna run. So as far as the front forks go, I think it's gonna be a definite upgrade from our 2.0 setup. As well as on the top, you have your compression and rebound dampening adjustments that are easily clickable from soft to hard, both sides. So we're gonna go ahead and mess with those and get these dialed in later on once we get some seat time on it. I'm excited to see how we can get those things tuned in. So the next thing you'll notice on this bike right away is that the rear brake and the front brake are massive compared to the 2.0 factory E-Ride brakes that I was running on my last bike. And the pads are thicker, like just everything about this is just made of so much more quality. Even how the braided brake line comes down in and attaches to the caliper itself. The venting and slotting on the, oh that's cool, they actually powder coated the edge. But yeah, the venting and slotting on the rotor is is really, really cool looking. It's definitely going to help dissipate heat once we're getting into this and racing this bike. That way we're not going to get any brake fade. But still TBD. I haven't even taken this thing for a ride yet. I've pulled it out of the back of my truck and started making this video. So this thing looks massive. The brakes on this are definitely going to be a significant upgrade compared to our last ones. Next on the list is a Fast Ace rear shock. So this rear shock has a little bit more travel than the factory 2.0 one that we had on the last bike, and it looks really clean. Now I am going to go through everything on this bike, and we're going to take all the bolts out, put blue Loctite on them, run them back in. I know they have a lot of stuff on it from the factory, and I'm pretty sure that Electrics Moto went over everything just to be sure. I'm going to pull them out and do it myself because I want to make sure that everything's solid. I'm also going to go into anything electrical down in this area for the controller, all the way up through to the battery and in behind the bars as well. Clean up some of these wires. We're going to put dielectric grease on any electrical connector, and we're going to heat shrink anything as well. They'll make sure that no water gets into anything at all, period. As for the drive of this bike, this is the thing that most people are the most excited about. 25 kilowatts out of this E-Ride Pro SR motor. Still has a belt and jack shaft back to a 48 tooth rear sprocket. The 48 tooth I think is going to help, especially with the 16-inch rear wheel. It's going to help keep the torque out of it and make it a little bit more manageable. Other than that, I'm excited to see how that motor compares to our 2.0. Our 2.0 ran great even in hard conditions, running it down to 9% sometimes in the races. It did really well for what it was being all stock. Another thing I think is going to play a big help in our races is this mudguard right here. So I think the mudguard is going to be great for us. It's going to help keep a lot of the mud and everything we get out of there. It's going to protect our shock, especially with this new meaty rear tire. That thing's going to sling some dirt and rocks, and that mudguard there is just going to help protect it. So I'm very glad that E-Ride improved that on the SRs, and I also just noticed this little groove that the tongue fits into. So keeps it in place, keeps it from flopping around. I really like that. Moving on from there, we have the new fatty seat. So this fatty seat is actually a gripper seat already, and it's got the ribs in it. These things are pretty good. It has a nice feel to it as well. It's very soft compared to my 2.0 seat that I had. It's definitely a lot thicker, so that's an easy look right there. This is definitely going to be a lot more comfortable on the races and the rides, just cruising around with that fatty seat. Now this fatty seat does work on any model E-Ride Pro from the 2.0, 3.0, 25SR, 26SR. You can get this seat for it from E-Ride, or contact your local dealer and they can get you set up with one. But I like how it has the blacked out E-Ride stitched in. I opted for the short seat option because we do plan on getting a second battery so we can do hot swaps. And on the second lap, we'll pull in, pop the lid open, unplug, pull the battery out, put a new one in, slam it down, and get back on the track. Now, I went with the short seat because it just makes this a lot more accessible for doing hot swaps on batteries. The long seat does look cool, but at the same time, it's not really the best situation for what we're going to be doing with this bike and what we're going to be putting it through. So now that we've talked about everything outside the bike, let's get into the controls, because this is one of the things that I feel like most people don't talk about enough. So one of the things that I'm the most OCD about is my bar setup. Everything from the grips, how they feel, the placement of the brakes. On this model, you have park, a horn, reverse, mode. I don't even know what that button does yet, because I haven't started this bike. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started, and we're gonna walk through the process of it. One of the things that was my biggest complaint is how the bars are set up. I mean, the way these are right now, The front bar angle here that faces down, I'm probably going to end up rolling these back a little bit because I like mine to be directly in line with the forks. I feel that when you're forward, you lose a little bit of turning angle. If you come too far back, it then feels like a wheelbarrow, but I like right dead smack in the middle, bars in line with the fork tube. It just feels the best for me. So that's how we're going to set these ones up. We're also going to adjust how our levers and everything feel, but the biggest part for me was, once it started, how do the modes work? So let's go ahead and remove this and turn this thing on. So it takes a second at the beginning, which had me a little nervous because my first bike, as soon as you turn the key, it was on. So like, this thing says it has 1 mile. That's probably just turning around doing something, I'm not sure, but we're at 100%. I haven't even turned this thing on yet other than today, so let's check it out first. This is one of those things that nobody talks about when they're talking about how the bars are set up on an eRide Pro SR. So you have your thumb regen, which you can also use the app and switch it to a throttle. I have not downloaded the app yet. You have your mode button, your regen, reverse, master cylinders for your front and rear brakes. You have your horn, and you have park. We are currently in park. Now, in order to take it out of park, you just press the P and it'll say ready, and it'll put you in eco or whatever mode you were in last. Then you're good to go. You can see it's wanting to take off on me. Now, if I put it in park, you get the giant P. Doesn't go anywhere. So the next part that I'm going to talk to you guys about with this specific setup was a big deal for me, and I'm not exactly sure. I have 2 remedies that I'm going to try and use it for. So with our 2.0, battery strategy was a big thing, and that's what helped us prolong a race. Our very first race we did, we ran in sport mode entirely, and it was a 9.9 mile race. We finished 2 laps in muddy, rocky conditions with 9% battery life left. So I'm like, okay, I'm in limp mode. I need to figure something out. So what we decided to do was we decided to go with the mode button and switch it from sport to eco, and use sport off of the whole shot and in fields, and then switch to eco when we were in the woods. Now with the eRide Pro SR, I could not find anything anywhere showing how people toggle through the actual buttons, or if you can like go back and forth from sport to eco without hitting race. So today we're going to go ahead and go through that. First, we're going to hit park. It'll say eco. You can't just tap the mode button. You have to press and hold, and it'll change into sport. And then you press and hold, and it'll change to race. Press and hold, and it'll change to eco. Now it does do pretty quick. So I could be like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So it is very fast as how far it clicks through. But because I can't just jump back and forth between sport and eco, I'm gonna have to watch that when I'm racing. And I hope that there's, in later models of these, like 2027s, that we may have a mode button and an up and down, so we can choose between each mode without having to toggle through all 3 as a rotary just to get back to the bottom and start over again. So once I download the app, I'm probably going to go into the app and change our eco and sport to about the same speed or same kilowatt output. That way when I go to race mode is my whole shot and field one, and then sport and eco can run my wood sections. That way they're totally solid, and I can only have to worry about toggling to the red race one, which I'll be able to see out of the peripheral of my helmet, and know that once it's red, it's solid, we're ready to go. So I'll probably change that inside the app just to make it a lot easier for me, so I don't end up going from sport, needing to slow down and get into eco, and I accidentally hit race, and then the bike loops out on me and I'm on the side of the trail. So the reverse action is the next thing I wanted to talk about on in here. So that's cool. You just hit the R, press it, it turns the R on, and then you use the throttle as usual and it'll back it up. So that's actually really cool. There's a couple places where that would be awesome, especially if you get into a rut or a root, or you get down into a ditch with your front tire and you just need to get out. So that R definitely makes it awesome. You're not using his crazy leg strength to do everything. So I think that's great. Next is regen. So you can use this button down here. This is your regen button, and it gives you the little triangle on here. You can do mode 1 and you'll get the Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2 for 2 and 3 regen, and then tap it again to let it roll. Me personally, I like to just let it roll and not have any rolling resistance as like traditional engine braking. I feel like traditional engine braking for the type of riding and racing that I'm doing is counterproductive for me, because it's just making the rear end bounce around, and I don't like it. So if I'm absolutely going to need regen, that's where this thumb throttle comes in. As I'm going down the hill, I can press it down, get the regen, help my battery out, and then let off and go back to 0 rolling resistance. So that's something that I'm definitely going to use all the time. So definitely excited about that. Other than that, I mean, this bike is pretty set up as far as a factory bike can come. It even comes with the direct mount stem from the factory, so you don't have to get an aftermarket one. I still would recommend an aftermarket stem lock. We picked up both from Electrics Moto while we were out there, as well as a couple other parts we're going to show you next. But that's awesome. Let's get into the battery real quick, because that's something I haven't even opened and I'm very curious about. So just by the looks of it, this battery is definitely a lot more robust than the last one from my 2.0. The connection for this is the same. This here is different. I love that they have these heat shrink wires on here. The connectors are different since we have 2 now instead of just 1. These are definitely a lot larger than the 2.0 that I had. And same goes for the, let's tuck those back in there. I like that they put the percentages on there. It's not that we use it a lot because we can't really see it. It would be cool to cut out a little space in here or something. That way I could see the percentage. But at the same time, it's not like I really use that because I have the percentage on my dash, which I love keeping the dash. So we are gonna keep that even if we do swap out the bars. Weight wise, that thing is hefty compared to the 2.0. It is an entire 10 amp hours larger than the last one. This is a 72 volt 50 amp hour. Our last one was a 72 volt 40 amp hour. So this should get us a little bit more range. We're not going to run crazy power during these races because, let's be honest, 12 kilowatts in the woods is pretty fast. I do like that this lid has a little foam block under, well, a little rubber block underneath as a battery clamp that helps hold it down. So that's really cool. Keeps everything nice and snug. You don't get any chatter like my last bike had. But I think with our battery strategy on this bike, running the Sport and Eco, that we're probably going to at least be able to get 3 laps compared to our SS 2.0 where we only got 2 laps and we're finishing at 36%. So I'm super excited to get on it and take it for a ride. Like I said, I have not even started this bike yet. I am going to go ahead and race this bike completely stock out of the box, not change anything. I'm not even going to put moose tubes in it. We're going to run it as if you would get it from the factory and give you our honest opinion. Like, I might tune the suspension a little bit. Other than that, honest opinion, out of the box race bike. Can it handle XC cross country racing? Let's find out. So the first thing we're going to do is go to our app store and we're going to download eRide Pro. So I'm guessing it's this first app. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. I believe you have to have the bike on, so we're going to go ahead and turn the bike on. It's automatically going to find it here. It'll show connecting. Now mind you, this is the first time I'm doing all this, so I have no idea anything that's going on in this app yet. So that's really cool. SR Off-Road shows you a picture of it. You've got tune, diagnostics, preference, motor synchronization, unlock power. We're going to go to firmware update first, just to make sure everything's up to date. So update will require about 15 minutes to complete. It's always good to update your firmware before you go into anything. We want to make sure that this thing's solid and everything is as up to date as it possibly can be. So we're going to go ahead and click our start update here at the bottom, and it's going to reboot the bike, upload, and we'll be back in 15. So this thing looks like it's almost done. We're going to go ahead and open it up, see what it does here. Updating firmware. Now it's installing. All right, restart your bike to complete the update. So we're just going to turn it off. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds. Turn your bike on. And then it will connect. Now I'm going to go back into that and just double check and make sure that it actually did its job. So once it connects here, we'll be good to go. Connected. Cool. Like I said, firmware. Perfect. Everything's up to date. It's exactly what we want to see. So it did work. That's how you do the update on it. Next, we're going to go to motor synchronization. Synchronize the controller and motor after replacing either component. We haven't replaced any, so I don't think we need to do that yet. Preferences, names, fonts. I don't need to set a pin code. I'm the only one who rides this. It's still factory as of right now. Diagnostics, firmware, motor controller, eco, everything, battery current, the whole nine, everything's on. So you can actually see your regen charging amps and everything else going on here. Your battery voltage, your controller temperature. We're already changed to mile per hour on here, which we're going to get to that once we go to tune, I believe. So total power output, output 100%. That's perfect. I don't want anything else. Eco, we're going to leave it in 53. We're going to leave sport in 73. And just for now, we're going to do max speed and max torque adjustment. Reverse is 50%. That's fine. I do not want to go that fast in 2. So this will be our factory one we'll run for now. I just want to see exactly how it comes out of the box ready to go. Kickstand sensor, we'll turn that off. Turn off the tilt sensor. That's a big one for me because especially if I fall or lay the bike down in the woods or something, it's nice that it has a tilt sensor that turns it off. But at the same time, it really sucks and loses time when I have to turn the bike off, wait a second, turn it on, wait for it to revamp itself and be ready to go again. It wastes a total of like 15 seconds for me when I'm like from the time I turn the key off. So we're going to turn the tilt sensor off, turn the brake sensors off. Motor and parking is fine. Now when I go to the race, I'll probably turn parking off. That way I don't just accidentally bump it and send it into park, because I don't know how sensitive that is. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure how sensitive that is, so we're gonna leave that on. It's probably not letting me mess with any of this because I'm in here. But mode, thumb throttle strength 100%, so that should drag the rear wheel. Speedometer scale. What is this one? Okay, so you can set the speedometer speed for this, which is higher values will make the speedometer display higher speeds for the same actual speed. I don't even really know what that's going, depending on the vehicle wheel size and gearing. You need to calibrate the speedometer to match the actual speed. So if you change the wheels out from a 1619 to an 1821 or like a 17-inch set of supermotos, that's where you're going to get in and mess with that speedometer scale. Other than that, I'm not changing any of that right now, so I don't really need to. The thumb switch, in case some reason, I don't know why, but your thumb throttle would ever become disconnected, this thumb switch over here for your regen, you can actually make it into a thumb throttle or just turn it off completely. We're going to leave ours on brake. I like the idea of it being a thumb throttle, that way it can get you home if you would end up breaking this guy, so that's cool. But other than that, we're going to leave it as a brake for now and save. So I think that's pretty much it. Diagnostics, we don't really need to do that. Preferences, we already went through there. Firmware update, unlock power. Now, this is a big one for people, and in order to unlock 25 kilowatts of power, which, mind you, the 12 kilowatts of power that I had in the woods was awesome. I could definitely have used more in the fields, and I'm curious as to what 25 is going to feel like. But the maximum power output right now is 21. So until you permanently unlock the power, it cannot be undone. Unlocking the power will increase risk of accident and injury. So take that seriously. If you're a new rider, or you just got an SR and you haven't been on dirt bikes, you're like, oh, I've been on dirt bikes when we were kids. Like, dude, this is not that. You will loop it, you will hurt yourself. So do with it what you will, but be careful. Like, I popped a little wheelie on this thing just to get the front end up to put it in my truck, and I was in eco, and I was just like, damn, that actually was very snappy. So I'm very curious to take this thing for a ride and actually feel it, because like I said, I haven't even ridden it yet. The tires don't even have any crass on them. It's just from like stain, spit, and nothing. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna leave that for now, and we're gonna come back to it later and unlock it. I want to run it just as it is out of the box, just so you guys can see exactly what we got going on. So now that we're all good and solid there, units, metric, everybody changes it to imperial, so that'll change our miles and everything. About website contact, yeah dude, we're good. So let's go ahead and get this thing started and go for a ride. All right, so let's take this bad boy out of park and see what this thing can do. We're gonna leave it in eco mode for the first run. Holy cow, dude. Whoa, jeez. Eco mode is ridiculous on this thing. Holy shit. Wow. Dude. That's insane. Oh my God. That is ridiculous.